So Lawsuit is about 2 or 3 years old now. I mean, I think Lawsuit is one of those things which is probably a lifelong thing. I mean, kind of like a lot of people were telling me that I should write a book about different experiences or things, but it's kind of, as a multi-channel storyteller, rather than write a book, I was like, it would be more interesting to tell these stories through a fashion kind of like label. Not that I consciously thought exactly that at the time, but Lawsuit, coming back from the States after working with Ye on Yeezy, it was I'd had this idea floating around for a while, and although Lawsuit is a lot of different things, you couldn't put it on one thing. I mean, it was definitely always interested in social trends, not fashion trends. Having worked in fashion, all about these issues of self-worth and everything that I'd kind of like gone through, but it actually, the core of the idea for Lawsuit started when I had this idea for a tracksuit. Coming back at the time, there were a lot of brands that were doing stuff like, Pepsi and Filler doing these collabs, and it's like kind of like Pepsi's way of buying their way into but it's very exploitative of the youth as well, because it's like, almost like, oh, we've got no new ideas, let's just get Pepsi involved, and then we can make a sweater that's blue, red and white, and then Pepsi can give us a lot of money for it, and then we can sell loads to kind of 16 to 24-year-olds, and then Pepsi have established themselves as a youth authority, and so I had this idea of doing a kind of a joke tracksuit, which was, we did a tracksuit that was a collab of 50 different brand labels, and it was literally like, almost looked like urban camouflage, this tracksuit, kind of like as if you'd taken Piccadilly Circus and put it on a sweater and some and but in the label it read, MB, we do not have permission to use any other brand logo. And so it was a very much a social and fashionable comment, but the tracksuit was literally a lawsuit, kind of like, in a way. And it was almost like the best thing that could have happened for Lawsuit was to get a lawsuit, in a way, which was kind of like
a cease and desist or anything like that.
No, like there was no lawsuit that came of it, but
right.
It would have been, how fantastic would it have been had we got a lawsuit for it. But that was sort of like, so the idea of then Lawsuit became about, I was thinking, if we did get a lawsuit, then I would actually put the lawsuit up online, and that would become the advert for the tracksuit. And what was really interesting with this spark of an idea, and it's sort of like funny that the Lawsuit logo became a flame, because it was this spark that grew into something vast, which was that whole thing of making everything transparent. So if you get a lawsuit, put the lawsuit up, and that's where this idea of Lawsuit all of a sudden became something bigger. And it was like cultural and social trends, not fashion trends, but we basically wanted a platform that told the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And like a space that puts every day on trial. And that was kind of like the genesis of Lawsuit.